Living at the end of time. There is so much sweetness in children's voices, and so much discontent at the end of the day, and so much satisfaction when a train goes by. I don't know why the rooster keeps crying, nor why elephants keep raising their trunks, nor why Hawthorne kept hearing trains at night. A handsome child is a gift from God, and a friend is a vein in the back of the hand, and a wound is an inheritance from the wind. Some say we are living at the end of time, but I believe 1,000 pagan ministers will arrive tomorrow to baptize the wind. There is nothing we need to do about John. The Baptist has been laying his hands on earth for so long that the well water is sweet for 100 miles. It's all right if we don't know what the rooster is saying in the middle of the night, or why we feel so much satisfaction when a train goes by. Robert Bly. Hello and welcome to Self-Talk. I'm Rachel Astarte. During this pandemic, as we all shelter in place, wondering what will come next, what our new normal may be, the medical professionals are calling for assistance. Testing. Testing is what we need. Testing, testing, testing. More tests. Everybody should have access to the tests. Of course, they're referring to testing for COVID-19 and testing for antibodies. But if we look at this in another way, a metaphorical way, as you know I love to do, we see that what is being so desperately called for is already here. We are being tested every day. The tests are all around us. While we protect ourselves from this virus that we don't understand much about with any certainty, how it mutates, why it kills or doesn't kill, even its origins, we just don't know for absolute certainty. So while we are protecting ourselves, we have been thrust into what may be the biggest tests of our lives. Who are we really? What has been holding us in its grip that we haven't looked at, haven't wanted to look at, and in fact have distracted ourselves from for years? Where have we not shown up as our true selves in life? What might need to shift in your life to accommodate your true self? Now we are in this, I'm going to say it, a blessed time of relative isolation, away from distractions of malls and movies and concerts and coffee houses. This is the time to reassess or even reinvent ourselves. All bets are off. This is your time now. How can you do that? Where do you start? Looking at our lives deeply or making a shift to change our life sounds like a huge and scary undertaking. And it can be. Or it can be your own personal Campbellian hero's journey. You've been called to the adventure by this virus, by quarantine. And perhaps you've rejected the call. That's the next step in Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. Desiring, for example, to dissolve in fear, or to return to what we called normal life before this. But the hero has to press on. We have no choice at this point. Life around us is changing and we have to change with it, so we can't go back. So then the adventure begins. You can ask yourself, who are your mentors? I spoke a couple of episodes about the importance of doing this work with an ally, a counselor or a spiritual guide that you trust or someone like that. If that's not possible for you, then at least have a support team, friends or a partner or family members. You can do some level of the work alone. Even just asking yourself, what is working for you? It doesn't have to be all about darkness and going deep and going to the scary place immediately. You can do something right now. For example, do you like working from home? Would you like to keep doing that? If you're unemployed, what work gives your heart joy? Now is the time to make that shift, or at least take the first steps toward creating that career for yourself, doing the research online, for example, like that. Another way to approach this might be to ask, what aspects of quarantine have been good for you? Have you been out in nature more? Did you develop a closer relationship with a family member? Have you given yourself more self-care out of necessity, probably, but have you been paying more attention to what you need on a daily basis? What do you want to keep from all of this? We are being tested every day, asked to look closely at our lives. Now, if you feel called to, you can go deeper. What old patterns no longer serve you? Anger, materialism, selfishness, vindictiveness, self-doubt, people-pleasing. Where do these show up in your life? Now is the time to embrace them as part of who you are, and you can use the self-alignment meditation from episode 22 to do that. Embrace them, own them, recognize them, accept them, not as who you are wholly, but as something that runs through you as a fully human being. And then they will pass. That's the work. The deeper stuff is harder to do alone, but it's possible. No one is saying that we have to be fully actualized, enlightened beings when this is all over, if it ever is. Of course not. But it's a beautiful opportunity to slow down, see what needs shifting in your life, and reboot your system, whatever way that looks like for you. Some of us will accept the testing, accept the call. Some of us won't. But it is important to get right with yourself now. It will build your psycho-spiritual immunity for whatever comes next. Until next time, many blessings on your path. Thank you for joining me on Self Talk. Aho.